Hello and good evening. This is Amanda, your art teacher, and it's Tuesday at 10:04 p.m. and I'm here in my room with Tuxie, and I'm going to be working on this painting, maybe this one, and another big one that I started that's right there. And what I'm going to do, I should probably pull up the image. That I'll be working with. I printed it out, but it came out too dark, so I will probably be using the photo that I have on my computer. And I've made some progress on it. I like this area right in here. And I'll get started. Hi. Hi. Hi, you're very cute. She's very cute. Can you hear her purring? Okay, let's see. So and I have a list of the tasks that I need to complete this one. And I don't think I'll be able to do all of them right now, but I will try and then it'll be okay. And I have some new subscribers. Hello, and thank you for subscribing because you help motivate me to come on live and make videos. Okay. Right now, I'm going to be doing these leaves right here. And I need brushes. I'm sorry, I thought I was more set up for this video than I actually am. And it's hot in here, oh my gosh. Hello again, Shahani. How are you doing? Thank you. And I'll be using some of my favorite medium, the Neomeglit. It makes blending a joy. If I can open it. It's like stuck. Oh no. Okay. I'll have to clean that later. Hello. This paint has been sitting out for a few days, but that's okay. It'll still work. And I'm not trying to copy these exactly. And I like to paint around the edges. Even if I frame it, it just gives me a nice sense of like continuity. You totally don't have to do that in your paintings. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. I'm so sorry. Shaheni, that is a very good question. How do you know when you've reached the end? There's some where I just know that it's done. I know that's not a very good answer. It's something you'll feel. And of course, you can always go back and fix something. Like, you know, I think we're all sort of perfectionists in a way, and it's normal to go back and see, oh, maybe I could do this better. And yeah, you can. Um, but I think for me, it's just something I feel energetically. Um, Yeah, I get a feeling for sure. And I can work and work, and then I make lists of what needs to be done, and once as a section is done, it's done, and I usually won't be finished with it until I'm happy with it. Um, and then it's an expression. A painting is an expression of yourself, um, and of how energy is flowing through you at a certain time. And I can feel when the idea is completely there, as opposed to still some bits of it lingering within me. I don't know if that's a good um, way um, to explain it. But that is a good question. It's something we all go through too. Um, I think it's a personal thing. Once you're happy with it, how it is, and you've done your best, and um, you do want to be careful to not overwork things, because sometimes if you keep working on some stuff and changing things, it can change the original expression and intention, and it can change the look of it, and um, it can change the feel of it, and you might just come to a point where you're not making anything better, and it's kind of just going in a direction you're not happy with. And I did a painting that I'll show you. It might be an example. I'm not sure. So I painted this little fish, right? And um, this came together really quickly because it was an art assignment. And I did one layer, and then I did like a second layer. I put in the darks, and then I put in the lights, and then I painted the fish. And it came together in just a few sessions, and it was pretty much perfect, and I was very happy with it, like how easily it came out. And I was very impressed with myself. But I had noticed that I left some like splotches, like I didn't do the black paint solidly. So it bothered me because I want my stuff to be perfect. But then when I was working on it, I it it was too dark, and I was not so unhappy with that it was too dark. It was that I went back into a painting that was a pure expression, and I changed something when I was very happy with how it came out. And I felt like I was disturbing something that was complete, and it didn't need to be touched up, but I obsess over things sometimes. And then there's this one that I've been working on, or you told me you liked it, and I did leave the section that you said you liked, but it got rained on. So I have been trying to work on it, and now there's some other splotches. But for this one, I'll know that this one is complete when I blur out the spots that got messed up when it rained, and when I fix this reflection. So I break it down into steps, and um, yeah, it's just something you feel as you go along, and as you grow as an artist, you become more one with your work, like it's a part of you, and you can feel it like it's its own entity at some point. Yeah, I know. And what's funny is I live in Vegas. It never rains here basically, and I had my painting by a window, and I guess it rained hard enough to where the rain came through my window and got these big it left these big spots up here, and I had to work really hard to get them out because they didn't want to come out. And there's like tiny little spots over the whole thing, and there's still some spots. So this one's taken a long time, but each work requires different stuff. Yeah, yeah. I think and being confident in your abilities will help you um, to get that feeling more. I think, especially if you know what you're going for and you can just keep working towards what you want and have a vision and see it through. And I've mentioned this in some other videos. I don't know if you've seen, but the perfectionism is strong in me. I don't know if that's because I'm a Virgo or what, but um, recently, when I say recently, I mean like the past few years, I've been trying to become more free in my brush strokes and free and loose. It's called loose in your expression. So to do that, you have to really get away from the agonizing over the perfectionism. And I think that has helped too a lot for me to paint something and be like, okay, this is complete, and then move on to the next one. This one's complete, and it's an idea, kind of abstract thinking. But what I do like about this fish is, I mean, it's just a little fish. I took this photo of a fish in Virginia when I was on my trip, and see, he was in some seaweed or whatever, and it was really intricate. And I was like, how am I going to do that? But I just did like everything, like the brush strokes were just really free, and I just kind of nailed it. So I'm really, really proud of this. Um, and then I just knew when it was done that it was done, except for the little black stuff. And he's the cutest little baby fish. So I have this hanging in my room because you will evolve the more you do it. And even when you take time off of painting and then you come back to it, your mind has improved. Like you've sharpened other things, doing other things, and then you'll come back to it and you'll be like, oh wow, I'm way better than I was like a month ago or 6 months ago. And then you have to give yourself credit for your hard work. That's important. Oh, cancers are great people. Thank you. Yeah, it can be hard to finish. It's so easy to start a million paintings and it's so exciting, and then to work on them, yes, but then to finish one, that's a whole different mental game, fortitude, and stick to itiveness. Yeah, cancers are great people, the men and the women for sure. Do you take art classes? You're in high school, right? Do you take art classes at your school? I know I have my mouth open when I paint. I'm like, that's really cool though. What instrument? I never took a music class. I did in elementary school, but not after that. Maybe your senior year you can take an art class. I took ceramics in my senior year, and that was really fun. Oh, that's so cool. I'll be right back. I have something to show you. If you can find this book, uh, Art Fundamentals, Theory and Practice, um, this would teach you so much. This was one of my introductory design, two-dimensional design class textbooks, and it teaches you about um, all kinds of stuff. I know that's not really helpful, but there's color, gives you ideas and techniques. It's just a really great book. You could probably find it on eBay, or you could go to a library and see if they have it or something similar. I when I used to get books from like Michaels or craft stores, and I would just read what they would say to do, and then I would look at the examples and I would make something based off of what the instructions said to do, and just I would do that. What else did I use to learn? I took art classes like every year, and each one built upon the last. But yeah, YouTube is great. There's everything in the world on YouTube. Yeah, and libraries are cool because then they're free books, and they also have uh, DVDs of teaching you different skills with different types of paint. Cool. Yeah, it's a really good book. And yeah, just go read your heart out, and then study other artists that you find interesting. Um, and just absorb yourself in it. But music is cool too. And there's always more to learn, you know. I watch other art YouTubers for sure, just to see how they would do something or to get ideas. There's so much cool stuff out there. I just love it so much. The artist I look up to, yeah, I like. My mom was a big fan of the Impressionists, like Monet and Manet, Degas. He did like the ballerina dancers. So the Impressionists, Michelangelo and Da Vinci, um, Vincent van Gogh, of course. I love his brushstrokes, which are the Impressionist brushstrokes, which is kind of what I'm going for here with very free brushstrokes. Um, and he used complementary colors against each other a lot, which is something I like to do too because I like the contrast. And then I like ancient Chinese ink painting, and I also like modern Chinese art. But the Chinese ink painting, where it's like the mountains, it's like all mountains, and then like you'll see maybe a tiny hut with one person, and like he's like a Zen monk maybe, um, and the a lot of ancient and modern Chinese artists put poetry and painting, poetry, painting, and calligraphy all in one artwork. So I really like that because I like to write as well. And any other artists? There's a lot. Frida Kahlo, I think a lot of people have heard of her. Um, yeah. Mm. I learned a lot about Jackson Pollock and his wife Lee Krasner in one of my classes last year, and they were a married couple and they lived together for a while. And her art was, in my opinion, just as good as his, but he was a man and he has the legend of he was an alcoholic who committed suicide. And so that kind of like gave him fame. But I liked enjoying. I liked learning about them in my school. Yeah, there's just so many. Hey, that's great. That's reason enough to be a fan. Frida definitely used her culture in most of her work, I believe. Pretty beautiful. And then I have, artists as friends, and I look up to them because they do stuff that's different and vibrant and um, yeah. One of my ex-boyfriend's dads, he's a potter. Like he makes mugs and pots for a living, and his pottery's really has good vibes to it, and it's beautiful. And I like his glaze, and I'm gonna have him send me a mug because I love his pots. And yeah, my fellow students make incredible art, and it's just so cool to see. We're all different, you know. Do you have any favorites? And my high school art teacher, I think I had her every year, Miss Bloom, and she was really influential. And she's a lot like me. She voices her opinion. She cares about things deeply and free spirited, slight hippie vibes, but she's just so cool. And she's my friend on Facebook, so she still makes art and she still teaches. And she loves horses, so she sculpts a lot of horses. Yeah, pottery is so cool. I love clay, and I just learned in my art history of Japan class that pottery, the oldest pottery comes from Japan in the Jomon period. And if you Google, oh, Caravaggio, yeah, good one. What is that? Chiaroscuro, his technique? If you look up Jomon pots, you'll see these for the time period it was like 10,000 to 30,000 BC, I believe. And how did well, if I could go back in time, I would want to watch people learning how to dig up clay and to make pots out of it. I would want to see the first pot made. That's what I would want to see. Because the designs for the time period, I feel like are really, really advanced. Yeah, there's just so much art. I just want to make all the art. Hello, Edwin Lau. Good evening. Hi, kitten. Meow. Meow. Hi. Hi. Hi, girl. I know. I know. And then in that class, I also learned about how Japan got Buddhism from Korea, who got it from, I believe, China or India. Like it came from India and then spread east, and then the art of the Buddhism followed. So we got to learn about like deity sculptures and lots of stuff. Hi. Hi. My cat gets needy sometimes. Hi. She's so cute. Say hello. I love you. I love you. What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you just want to be held? Yeah. Yeah, Asian art is super cool. I love to study it. She's so adorable. She just likes to hang out and watch me paint. What kind of dog? That's probably what she wanted. She probably wanted treats, even though I gave her some before I came on the camera. Tuxie is also fat. And that's my fault. I've been overfeeding her recently because she's just so cute. I just want to feed her. But then I was like, "Oh, you're getting a little hefty." I just want her to be happy. Shih Tzu. Are those like the ones with the really wrinkly faces that are really cute? Or is that Shar Pei? I have to Google it. Oh, you have a little dog. That's not what I would think a Shih Tzu is. Very cute. An Asian toy dog breed originating from Tibet. I love dogs. No, 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 I didn't want to do that. Foot warmers. I could see that. Little, just little fluffy things just sitting there. Little companions. Thank you. That's really cool. Yeah, maybe dimension and perspective. Maybe some of both. Yeah, this was out a window out of an Airbnb that I've stayed out a few times, and it reminds me of my childhood bedroom window with how I would look out and just see the trees in my front yard. So that's why it kind of means something to me, and I love trees so much, so I want to paint them all the time. And yeah, I think this one's in front of this one. Yeah, so this one was a little bit of work. I painted it and then I didn't like it, so I painted over it. But I left some of the shadow of the first version. Excuse me. So there was some depth to it. And then I probably will go in and see how like the light shines through the trees. Like it's really bright and glistening sort of, and it's not like that here. But this is one of my favorite things about Virginia is when it's summertime and the air's humid and the light shines through the trees like this. So I want to adequately represent that. I'll get there. It'll get there. Let's see. And then it takes me a while when I do things from a photo, like I have to study it and I have to see what layer to put down first and what is a part of what. And sometimes it doesn't always look like it does in the photo. So to make it like read properly, you have to edit some stuff. Like there was a tree that creates this shadow and it came down to like right here. And I painted it in and then it dried too fast. So I tried to remove some of the paint and I couldn't get it all up. And I asked my brother, because if I want a brutally honest opinion, he'll give it to me. And he agreed with me. And so I removed it and it looks better like this. But see, like there's a tree here, right there. So to make it read, you have to adapt, and getting away from the perfectionism helps with that. To do that, yeah, I'll add more of the sky color, more of like this. It's called warm white. It's like a yellowish white, and I will go through just with one tiny little bit at a time because it's pretty pigmented, and I'll just go in and brighten up some spots that are already there. That. And I don't always work in layers, but usually thin layers built up um, over time. And then after I have a session, I'll stand a few feet away from it and check and see how it's looking. And also, something else you can do is you can take a photo of your work and look at it from the picture, and that will really give you some good ideas about what might need to be worked on. Because I don't know, that's helped me see it through like another perspective, sort of. And that's the same thing I do with my makeup. Like, I take pictures of myself after I've done my makeup, and then I look at the photo, and I'm like, "Oh, how should I adjust my makeup to make it look better?" Thank you for reminding me I needed to do this. Now I'm doing it. Oh, that's good. You're young, you don't need anything more than that anyway. Thank you. I do take pictures of my stuff, like, to show my friends, and then I'll go back through my photos, like, a couple months or even a year. I started this last year, and just to see how far it's come, like, so cool. It keeps me going. And then there's these same leaves I'm going to bring in on these branches, and then they just sort of fuse with here. And then there's a little tree that I have to do, and then there's this bird feeder, and then there's this tree right here, but it would cover up this tree, which is like my favorite, one of my favorite parts of the whole painting. So I don't think I'm going to put that in. And yeah, I like how in Virginia or anywhere that there's like woods and trees and stuff, and you go walk around and there's a breeze and everything is moving like around you. Like all the trees are just, even if there's not a breeze, like everything's alive. So it's just like a surreal dream kind of. I think, yeah, it's really cool. And then like we're a part of it. Like everything is connected. Everything is just one beautiful dream, kind of. I get silly sometimes. What? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everything has a spirit in there. And in my Art of Japan class, I learned about the ancient Japanese religion Shinto, and they also think that there's spirits in everything, like in the rocks and in the grass, and that's how I see life for sure. Asian people definitely do revere nature highly, which um, you see that in their art, and I love it. All about it. That was a very good class I took, that Art of Japan. That changed so much of my life in just a few weeks. You're a cool person, Shaheni. You're a cool person. Thank you. Oh, I'm happy. Try to lean back and see. Okay, yeah, that is an improvement. But I don't want it to look like spots. So I'm gonna have to blend some of these together to make shapes instead of just little speckles. I'm so happy right now. That's exactly why I started this art channel. Um, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not a big baby. I'm not a big softie, I swear. Yeah, ask me anything that you want help on, and I'll see if I can answer it so I can help you develop your skills. that looks pretty cool. It would be happy tears. Happy tears of joy that you gave me. Cancers are big softies too. I love them. Big softy people. Yeah, if you can, try to set out some time just to paint or doodle. And I have to force myself sometimes, even though this is like one of my favorite things to do in my life, I have to sometimes force myself to do it. But it's worth it. It gives my life a lot of meaning. Plug in my thing. Neither of my parents were artistic either, or creative. I don't think I had art friends either in high school. Some in my senior year. In ceramics, I had them. No, I don't like that at all. And the benefits of working in layers like this is if I don't like this, I can take paint thinner or something and just wipe it off. And I'm coming upon an area that I still don't know how to do. Like on my list of tasks, I wrote do this or do both at the same time or do top tree and work around and add the dark in. But I can't do that right now because um, I'd have to be looking at my thing every 2 seconds because it's on my computer. So I don't know if I'm gonna layer it or if I'm gonna do two colors painted at the same time. Um, so yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for coming on my live and talking to me for so long and asking me questions. And um, I hope you have a good night. Have a good day at work, and I hope to chat to you again soon. Bye. I'm probably gonna leave soon in a bit because I've been on this camera for a while. Yay! My life has meaning. section. All right, that is it for this video. My computer's getting loud because it's hot, and I have to take a break before I start doing things that I don't want to be doing to my painting. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a good evening. Stay safe, hydrated, eat immune system boosting foods, and stay creative and do the things that you love to do, even if you have to force yourself. Good night.